This your girl Kat. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast called Let's Get Into It. This has been a long time coming because I have so much that I want to talk about in different subjects and different topics. And, I actually tried to do it with the visual. I have a YouTube page. Check it out, Team Branchman, Kat Branchman. But, life happened and boom, bam. Your girl camera is broke. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to let it hold me back. My good friend of mine, Tyree Elaine, was like, girl, just go ahead and do it. Use what you got. So guess what? You got me, I got you, and you listening to me. So let's get into it. One of the things that has been an overall arching theme in my life has been me pursuing my dream. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you're listening to this and you know me, child, you already know. But, it's like having a substitute you had before. You just sit in the back and you just nod your head with a smile like, yeah, she right, okay? If you're just listening to me for the first time, my name is Catherine Elise Branchman. Yes, okay? Now, when the people who have interviewed me have called that name out in the lobby, they were expecting maybe a 5'6", 5'7", brunette, possibly blonde, Caucasian female to walk in. Instead, they got a 5'10", almost 6 feet tall. At the time, 300 pounds. Your girl done lost some weight, okay? I'm looking all right, okay? African-American lady with a beautiful smile, but just very strong, energetic presence, okay? I always thought my name didn't really match how I looked, but you know what? Now that I'm grown, I'm kind of glad my name is Catherine. In fact, I have a cousin named Keisha, and I used to be jealous of her name. I was like, well, my mom couldn't name me Keisha. Anyway, I am 32 years old. My birthday is in, about a month and give or take a few weeks. I'll be 33. Side note, people always say 33 is the Jesus year. Yay. He was crucified that year. Okay. So, I'll be 33 years old January 20th. I have been married for 10 years. It'll be 11 years, February 19th, to my wonderful husband, Lance, who is from Montgomery, Alabama. We met in college. I went to Alabama State University in Montgomery, Alabama, where I got pregnant my junior year. Was studying a little bit more than communications, okay? And decided to keep my baby, okay? My daughter, Jada, is 12 years old. She will be 13 next October. That's a mind, freak type idea to even kind of swallow and chew on, that I will have a 13-year-old in about a year, in less than a year. And we also have an 8-year-old, our 8-year-old son. His name is Lance Branchman Jr. I am from Long Beach, California. I've been around, but for the most part, spent a good portion of my life between here and the South. And, family, friends here and there. I've had many business ventures, okay? I do Sip and Chat with my best friend, Leilani, where we invite women, couples out, looking forward to have a retreat, and an all-men one. We talk about issues and problems we help them process while having a drink, okay? What better time to be vulnerable than when you're intoxicated? I have an amazing YouTube following. I love my YouTubers, where I documented my weight loss journey. Go check that out. Website, catbranchford.com. I also am a comedian. I have been seen at the Comedy Union, as well as the Laugh Factory Hollywood. I have my first debut show where I did an hour, okay, an hour stand-up, and I think that was like my fourth or fifth time on stage. Your girl got a gift, okay? It was amazing. It felt good. It was successful, so I'm planning another one this upcoming 2020, winter 2020. So that's pretty much me, okay? I've had my hand in a lot of things. I am educated. I have a master's degree. I've worked in different sectors. I've bartended for a couple years. Your girl done did everything from having a wonderful high-paying job to, baby, I used to work at a gas station, okay? I done did it all. And what I've learned is, I have a knack for patterns, strategies. A lot of times people see the surface level. I go straight to the deep, what's underneath the surface, the root of the problem. And I really have a gift of discernment, helping people understand things better. I'm a natural teacher. I'm a natural speaker, charismatic, empathetic, but I'm somewhat of a softie. And so this last 2 or 3 years of my life have been, needless to say, tumultuous for me, okay? Last 3.5 years, I've lost 3, so to speak, children. Foster baby I had for 2 years who got adopted by another family, and then 2 pregnancies, 2 unsuccessful pregnancies that both ended in surgery that saved my life. And it was very hard to go through that. It was very hard to deal with it because I am a Christian. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe that there is something bigger than me that I can't always explain that is helping to guide and to govern my life. Okay, stay with me. And so because of that, I had an idea about this God. I had an idea about how it should work. I read the Bible, I do my thing, yada, yada, give and take. It's a relationship, reciprocity, yeah. And then the first baby died. And I said, okay, God, you're a God of this. You're a God of that. You do that. I did that Christian thing that I've always done that worked for me. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying I had a system, a rhythm in my mind about how it was supposed to be. Right? Okay, stay with me. And then we got pregnant again, and I said, all right, Lord, this time not only will you give me a baby, you're probably going to give me twins because you're the God of blah, 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 bam. Second baby, gone. So now I'm mad. Now I'm bitter. I'm frustrated. I'm like, you're the God of the universe. You could have touched my baby's foot and brought that heartbeat back, but you didn't. And so it's hard when you're in this space of growing and theology and relationship and spirituality and vulnerability and heartbreak. At the same time, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm human, so I got to eat and go to the bathroom and drink water. I mean, all of these things just start piling on top. Not to mention, as a child, I was sexually abused by a family member, right? So that's always been pushed down because who in the Black community gets therapy for that? We don't do that. So that just kept getting pushed down and pushed down and pushed down, And it's nothing but, I believe, the grace of God and me and my husband's hard dedication to each other that kept us married for 10 years, but it definitely affected the marriage. It affected me learning how to listen to him and communicate with him and even know what to communicate with him. So I'm telling you all this to kind of show you the last 2-3 years of my life, this stuff was very much hidden under my willpower to make my dreams come true. All those vision board parties I was going to. Okay, come on, somebody. I know right now somebody want to shout because you've been to a brunch, right? You've been to a vision board party. You posted a picture of a sunset and was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, out here grinding to the sunset because I got to get this money. You did that too, right? Because in our minds, we just figured this must be how you go about becoming successful and living your dreams. Because what we don't want to talk about really is our generation, while we get talked about really, really bad by older people, we're pioneering a way to live life that nobody else has ever trailblazed down before. This is new territory. No, there's no blueprint for success because 30, 40 years ago, you got a good job at Verizon. Let me help you. You got a good job at the light company. You got a good job at Pacific Bell. Okay, if you live in California, you know that's an old phone company. What you do? You get a good job at the gas company. You work for the city, right? You get on with the city and you stay there. And you start off in customer service and you ain't got to stay there. And you could transfer somewhere else that you like. And then you work there for 20, 25, 30 years. You get them good benefits. You get your holiday pay. You retire. You get you some little property. Maybe you get your little timeshare. You join a motorcycle club or, you start traveling on cruises and stuff. You go see Luther in concert at Vegas. All of this stuff that we kind of inadvertently saw that meant that success. Now, my mother is an entrepreneur or was an entrepreneur. She had her own daycare, So my mom kind of came and went as she pleased. But for the most part, she was not confined by a schedule. So I saw my mom a lot. But at the same time, while I saw her, I was not her main priority. I was taken care of, but my mom did an excellent job nurturing and mothering and providing care for her children of her daycare. Unfortunately, our relationship suffered. And so, success that we're seeing now where people are putting themselves on, there's a formula, but it's really not. Because number one, there's no formula for going viral. And we all know going viral is a big part of success. We don't want to admit that, though. So we say things like, you ain't grinding hard enough. You ain't working hard enough. You could sleep when you dead. When the reality is, some of this stuff is hit or miss. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a number of things you have to do when it comes to, succeeding. You have to be consistent. You got to have a little discipline and diligence in there. I get that. But honestly, you guys, I'm in a space where I'm realizing that not everything that works for everybody else who's successful doing what I want to do is going to work for me. I'm not lazy. Never been lazy, okay? I got scripts. I'm halfway through. I got a book that I need to finish. I've put on events with no money. I put myself on. I went out when I wasn't even all the way together and, got my whole family signed to a modeling agency. And thanks be to God, we got our first gig this year. If you go to the Disneyland website, you'll see you click through it in the Star Wars section, that's my family, the Black family. So that was an amazing opportunity. Like, this is all stuff that I strategically went after. Some of the stuff fell through, some of the stuff happened. But right now, if I'm honest with you guys, I'm going in and out of suffering from a little bit of depression, a little bit of anxiety, because there is this tension, this duality I'm living in where I'm trying to understand, okay, I want all this great stuff. It's not happening for me. So to me, this is how I see it. It's one of two things. Either I'm not trying hard enough, I'm not grinding hard enough, and my mind and my body is telling me, it doesn't feel good to work that hard, to be that stressed, to be that disconnected from my husband and my family. I don't want to do that, but maybe I have to do that to succeed. That's one side. The other side is maybe it's just not my time. Maybe God is saying, not your season, not your season. But the flesh in me is like, what the hell? When's my season? You know what I'm saying? So I go back and forth ping-ponging between trying to understand, what do I need to be doing? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do feel like I hear from God. And if you're not spiritual or religious, hey, that's your business, you know what I'm saying? But I do believe God talks to me in different ways. And right now, he's hella silent. Now, for somebody who can hear, and I'm not talking about, like, I think I can hear from the living God. I'm talking about there's stuff that I've known. There's things that I know about other people that I have no business and no other way of knowing except for something bigger than me telling me. I ain't even talking about gossip. I'm talking about intuition. I'm talking about discernment. I'm talking about revelation. The girl who has that gift, who can't hear for herself, that'll drive anybody crazy. So I'm just kind of walking you through this whole, let's get into it, okay, idea of making your dream come true. Living in your purpose, walking in your destiny. And I'm so bogged down and worn out and withered from the failures that I have to say I've lost the taste in my mouth for success. I've lost the taste in my mouth for what my dream is, if I could be honest, And it's a little bit scary because, I have a therapist, woo-woo. Actually, I'm on my way to my group therapy as we speak. My therapist said, Catherine, 3, 6, 9, or 1 month, what are your future goals? She don't talk like that, but that's how I hear her. I was like, you know what? And tears started coming down my face. I was like, I don't even know. And the truth of it is, y'all, let's get into it, okay? It ain't that I don't know. I'm too afraid to put a voice to it because I feel like God's going to take it from me. Or I feel like something in life is going to take it from me. So I don't say anything. I just say, I'm going to be grateful for what I have. And when the time comes, the time comes. But the reality is, I know I'm talented. I know I'm funny. I'm witty. The ideas that come from my mind can fill a book, and they have. I have notebooks. I have notes on my phone of jokes and this. Ask my husband. Every day, at least 5 times a day minimum, I say, babe, you know what would be funny? You know what would be a good movie? You know what? And he's like, damn, Cat, you just come up with this stuff? I'm like, yeah, man. So, the creativity is not, and I'm painting right now. Matter of fact, get your paintings. See me on Cat Branchman on Instagram. Your girl is hella creative. So it's not a matter of a lack of creativity or ideas or even motivation or encouragement. It's really just like, man, what's going on? Why my stuff not hitting? And, I get it. People have failures and people have, setbacks. I was seeing where Viola Davis had 9 pilots that she shot before she got How to Get Away with Murder. And I'm like, wow. And seeing it from another perspective doesn't make it easier to swallow. You know what I mean? So, this podcast is really about exploring. Let me just say this. If you're listening to me, there's going to be a podcast where the blow-up happens. It may be gradually. It may be overnight. And I don't mean overnight like one day. I just mean like it may just happen. It'd be like, I haven't listened to her in a while, and then you listen to me, and it's like, damn, Cass on TV now or whatever. But the point is, I know that come up, that transition, that opportunity that's going to catapult me further into my destiny is coming. Until it comes, though, okay, I want to walk through this journey via video, via audio, so that somebody can hear it and not feel like you're crazy and not feel like, people say, well, you always said you was going to be this and this and that. Look at your life. And you feel like letting go because you're embarrassed or you feel stupid or you don't know how you're going to hold on because all the stuff you feel, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff you feel is real. And don't let nobody make you feel like you're crazy. You've always felt like you're special. You probably are special. You know what I'm saying? I think another thing is we have to remember that, well, I have to remember, my children are watching me. My children are watching me. My parishioners are watching me. Family and friends are watching me. Enemies are watching me. Lurkers are watching me. They're watching the journey. And I think that in society, there's this other kind of thing that happens where it's like, okay, well, you should be raising your kids. You shouldn't look to people like Lizzo, little shade, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B to raise your children and teach them value, self-esteem, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be looking for that, you know? You should be doing it in the household. But y'all assume that everybody in the household got common sense. Y'all assume everybody in the household is somebody that we can learn from. And sometimes you ain't got no choice but to look outside your household to get these people that will motivate you, inspire you, and influence you. So I, being the responsible, contributing member of society that I am aware that people are watching me. They looking at how I move. More importantly, in my household, because how many of us know that change starts in your house? Okay, hello, somebody. You got people out here advocating and protesting, but your own damn kids don't like you. That's a whole other podcast. We ain't got time. We ain't going to get into that today. So I start in my household. You know, all those marches that's going on in Washington and in Florida, you know, Baltimore, you know, all these deaths that's happening where black people are getting killed. Sometimes I can't make it to those. So what do? I make sure I go home and educate my children. My kids know about Emmett Till. My kids understand what the 13th Amendment is. My kids understand, like, okay, this is what they're going to teach you in school, but let me teach you the real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, I really think that it's my responsibility to be aware that I have an audience, whether I like it or not. And I am responsible for the messaging that goes out to that audience. Now, what I'm not responsible for is the interpretation of that message. It's not my job to make sure, you know, you interpret it right, because guess what? We all got filters. We all have experiences that keep us confined to a certain type of belief system about our life. What do you mean, Catherine? I can get on Instagram and say, hey, y'all, it's your girl, Kat, man, you know what I'm saying? So do you ever feel like sometimes you just can't do it, you just can't get right, and that everything around you is crumbling? Man, it's crazy. I'm having one of those days. I will get 13 different DMs about that one message, and they will all be different. Somebody will say, Kat, keep your head up. I remember I used to feel like that, but I just kept holding on and things changed. I'll get another one that says, ain't you supposed to be a Christian? Why you getting on here making people feel like it's okay to complain? Don't the Bible say blah, 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 blah? I get another one saying, hey, girl, how you doing? Check out my rap page and my art. I get another one saying, like, you know, Kat, I feel like that too, girl. That's why I be like, fuck these niggas, fuck these hoes. Excuse my language. I want you to hear the diversity between the responses. And I'll get another one and another one. And everybody will respond differently depending on their experience and how they're moving through the world. Some people love the misery and try to connect with me on that level. A lot of people encourage me. I also have them Bible thumpers who come in and I'm like, listen, while I'm no theologian, I know my word. I also know context and I have super stupid discernment. So if you come and be with a scripture and you're out of context and I know you didn't read the chapter or two before to even know who Jesus or Paul was talking to, I'm going to ignore you because I know all I need to know about you. You know what I'm saying? So there are different people that make me have to engage with them on different levels. Because of that, you guys, I'm very clear on the fact that I'm okay with being me. I am who I am. And everything from the cursing to the depression. By the way, I am in therapy, so keep that in mind. To me being easily angered, to me being upset, to anger, to unforgiveness I may have in my heart. All the things that one would deem is wrong with me, I know it will be God who has to mend me and heal me. Until then, it's my job to do what I can do. And to be honest with y'all, it ain't too much. It ain't too much because I'm that damaged that I'm like at a point where I have to be authentically me so God can come in and do a real work. You see, some of the problem in the church, and I know I might lose some people, and that's okay with me. You don't allow God to get in those crevices that you keep thinking is okay or I'm just going to ignore them and fix it because you don't want it exposed. So we don't talk about it. We keep pushing past it, and it slowly makes us sick. It's like a little bit of cancer, and the body will spread over time. So let's get into it. I feel like, while some people were thinking like, Kat, you were doing so good, and your little businesses were flowing and blah blah blah, and then you just stopped and you're cussing more, and we don't see you at church. And it's not that I became more sinful. It's that I cannot afford to continue to think I can manipulate God into giving me what I want, but I'm not healed in the way that I proclaim to other people I'm healed. There are times I don't want to go to church. So why am I getting up going to church sitting where I'm about to burst into tears, okay, because I'm filled with so much anger? And who told me that if I don't go to church, God won't love me no more? Do you see what I'm saying? Nobody told me that. But sometimes when we do religion, you guys, and we don't learn how to go to the next level in our relationship with God, come on, somebody, it gets handicapped. And he's like, I can see you are not okay. Why you keep trying to put on this facade? This mask, as my first lady would say, this lipstick. And I'm telling you guys, I didn't try to do it on purpose. I just thought that's how life was supposed to be lived. You feel me? I just figured and thought that, until the Lord comes in with the fix, with the boom, with the pow, with the job, with the TV offering, with the, hey, you over there, you're going to be the next star. I had to hold it all together by myself. And God stood back and said, all right, okay. Let me know when it gets heavy. And eventually I had to put it down. So, and let me tell you guys, I don't believe God is mad at me. I don't believe God is disappointed in me. And I know after all this, y'all might say, how could you serve a God who you feel is doing all this to you? Because there are some things in my life that have transpired that I cannot explain, except for the fact that God told me it was going to happen, and it happened. This is just one of the things that I think is so monumental, so groundbreaking, so life-changing, that God can't afford for my stupid stuff to mess it up. And I do say stupid, because you know why? I'm very intelligent. I am very smart, baby. Mama ain't raised no fool. You hear what I'm saying? And if I'm this smart, I need to be smarter than the thing that I worship. There's no way I could be on the same level as my God. So that's when people say, like, the black man is God. I mean, that's cool, because we made in his image, but I could never worship Lance. He's not better than me. I don't think any human on earth I would look at and say they're better than me. So how could I, worship something carnal like that? I'm good. I can't. You know what I mean? Moving forward, I don't have the answer, but there's a few things that I know. Catherine, what are those things? Thank you for asking in the back, okay? One of the things that I know is that as long as I have breath in my body, the show is not over. That's a blessing, because sometimes when you're a little bit obsessed with the fact that I'm 32 and my life still ain't, oh my gosh, I'm going to die before, you get a little caught up in the age thing. But from what I see and everything that's happening, as long as you have breath in your body, you know what I mean? Like, there's a chance, okay? All is not to be lost. So there's that. I think the other thing is really understanding that there's a call, destiny, purpose for my life. I don't believe I was just born because a bunch of cells came together and then it was like, all right, by chance I don't, my mind doesn't work like that, because little things that are in the earth, trees, ants, feelings and emotions, they make too much sense. They're too purposeful for it to just have came together just to come together. People like to talk about, well, you can't see God. Well, I can't see emotions. I know that they're there. I can't see no damn serotonin. I know that shit exists. Okay? Come on now. They say that it's electricity fired off in my brain. A little 3-pound pile of flesh. That rules everything about me. You can't, that's real though, right? You feel me? Y'all, they finna have me go out. So anyway, I believe purpose, breath in my lungs, these are things that help me go on one more day. These are the things that help me know and learn that although it doesn't feel good, I got to hang in there. And I want people to know I get a lot of encouragement. I get a lot of people who DM me, text me very randomly, call me and check up on me, that encourage me. And I promise you guys, while I love that stuff and I need it, don't stop, okay, hello and goodbye, it makes me very aware of how much my beliefs about me don't line up with what people see inside of me. And this is why you listening have to be able to open your mouth to affirm, to encourage, okay? Even bust a little joke to make a smile come on somebody's face. Because it don't matter how talented that person is. You don't know what they feeling about themselves. You don't know what ideologies they're trying to break through in order to make it to the next day. Come on, let's get into it. Let's get into it, honey. While you sitting there thinking, and we've been told this, the grass ain't always greener. We've been told this. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Oh, we love saying it, don't we? And we'll walk past somebody thinking they all right. You know how people can tell I'm not all right? My eyebrows ain't done. I ain't lying. People who know me and they see me out in the store, on a bad day, I'll still do my eyebrows. If my eyebrows ain't done, baby, we can square up right now. And food for less. Let's go. We can fight. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't care about nothing. Nothing, baby. And it's just because I'm learning, like, okay, Kat, like, this is kind of how I got my day. So people will be like, Kat, you crazy? I see your eyebrows ain't done. Girl, you okay? And I'll be laughing like, oh, you love me. Now, of course, now I got to do them because y'all going to be looking for the eyebrows now. I have to fix that telltale sign. But, you know, and then you guys got to remember, as people are trying to navigate through their day, other stuff is happening. Prime example. All right. So, like I told you guys, I'm in therapy. I'm going through it, trying to understand. And I know you guys are like, Kat, you got a family, you got a husband who's handsome. Watch yourself. And he loves you. Y'all been together. You got healthy kids. What more could you want? The money is coming. Man, think about all the stuff you have. Okay, think about somebody, you know, that you always laughing at or talking about. They probably would love to wake up and be you, right? So we all have our thing that we want. It's just that for me, emotionally, it's really been hard for me to be patient, I guess. And also, we've had some financial ups and downs. About a month ago, the power went out, and it took Edison 2 days to fix it. We had to throw our food away, and I was warring back in them trying to get the claim money. Anyway, so that stuff wails on you. So anyway, let me tell you what happened today. So today, you know, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a good day. Working on being happy, working on being positive. Okay, went to pick up my husband. Actually, I dropped off my daughter at school. She left her cello at home. Now, if you don't know what a cello is, it's a huge-ass string instrument. I told my husband she was going to leave it at home. She just talking and chatting with my son at the breakfast table like they just on a lunch date, ha-ha, he, and walk out the house and forgot it. Get to school. I get all the way to the other side of town to take him to school. I get the phone call. Mom, I forgot my cello. Drop off Lance to work because we only got one car. Let's get into it, okay? Got to fly all the way back to the other side of town to go get her cello. Now, I went back to pick up Lance from work. You know, once again, we have one car, so I'm just a taxi cab, okay, Uber for the family. I get a text message from junior school. Now, by this time, Lance has said, I'm not ready. You got to wait another hour. I said, I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. I'm going to do my breathing exercise and calm the hell down before I slap somebody in Long Beach, right? That's what I said. On my way to get the coffee, teacher texts me with this new stuff. By the way, remember back in the day when you would get in trouble, the teacher would either write a note and, like, pin it to you so your mom had to read it and sign it, or maybe they would do a phone call. And if your mama wasn't home, they would leave a message. But if not, if you didn't have no voicemail or nothing, it was just like, oh, well, not these days, baby. It's an app that you got to download at the beginning of the school year so the teacher can text you directly, honey. And my ass was the first one to download it. Hey, how you doing? It's Miss Branchman. Okay? So this is what the message said as I'm on my way to get coffee. Hello, Mrs. Branchman. This is Mr. Green, Lance's teacher. I just wanted to inform you, this is the second day Lance has showed up with no homework. Now, immediately my ears perk up, honey, because I say, now, wait a minute, day 2, okay? Everything at home seems to be in order. He started basketball. There's food. There's lights. There's clothes. What do you mean, day 2? In fact, I asked young Lance Branchman, Master Branchman, if he did his homework, and he responded with yes. Okay, cool. But that wasn't the end of the text message. At the bottom it said, and I had to confiscate a laser pointer from him. He thought it would be a good idea to point it to the back of to the front of the classroom while I was teaching. Y'all, I said, I turned my car where I'm going to get coffee. Baby, that car was on 3 wheels. I could not get to that damn school fast enough. I hit every red light. I should say nothing but the Holy Spirit saying 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Come on, Kat, count with me. That ain't nothing but Jesus saying, Kat, now, Catherine. I told you, I said, Jesus, get out the way. Get out the way! Okay? I got every red light. I was cussing people out. Boy, baby, let me tell you, you know black people. I don't know if you know other races do. I just say black because I'm black and I can only speak for me and my people. If you driving reckless and your car tow up, oh, we talk about you bad. Look at you. That's why your car messed up now. Raggedy ass car. Don't we? Oh, well, I do. If you laughing, your ass probably have done it too. Oh, I talk about you bad. And if your car nice and you drive slow, you don't need it. You don't need it. What else we say? I want you to hit me. Tear it up so I can get a new one, right? I'm saying all the regular black, sayings. I pull up to the school. Got me a good little parking spot. Now, his school is locked down, which means that you have to get buzzed in. Once you are buzzed in the gate, you walk to the office, get you a little visitor pass, and then most likely they will call the student up because they don't want the teacher to be bothered. Well, I'm strategic, as I told you in the beginning of this podcast, and I knew that, honey. So I got buzzed in and walked my ass straight past the office. I don't need you calling him up here. I want to go in the classroom. My hair was not gelled down. As I stated, my eyebrows were not done, okay, which means that I meant business. You feel me? So here we go. Boop, buzz in, walk past the school, la 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 la, because I have no intention on getting stopped. And I'm moving across the field too, because I know when the teacher say, "Excuse me, ma'am," I got to go to the office. So I'm moving, shuffling across the grass. Okay. I put my head down. I make no eye contact, and I'm gone. I get to the classroom. I take a deep breath. Knock, knock, knock. Little Mexican girl opened the classroom door. Like she cracked it. Baby, I pulled that door open. She almost flew with it. My bad, senorita. My bad. Opened that door, looked at Junior dead in his eye. I said, "You, come here." Mr. Green walks over to the door. He comes over to me. "Hello, Mrs. Branchman. Were you already on campus?" I said, "No, but I'm here now." Mr. Green said, "Okay, well, in the future, do me a favor and make sure you stop by the office to check in." I said, "I did." He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I won't interrupt you. Do your thing." Yeah, I lied. I ain't got time for the semantics, Mr. Green. Move. Okay, I already pushed Jesus out the way. He tried to stop me, okay? I said, "Come here. You should have seen how my son looked." He pushed in his chair all slow. He closed his laptop. "No, don't be all nice and regular now. No. Keep that same laser pointing energy. You want to be from the future, huh? You want to play with lasers, right? Come on, Han Solo. Bring your ass out here." Side note, if you laughing right now, come see me at my comedy show in January. Check it out, Cat Branchman, okay, and get you some more chuckles in. So we standing outside. Now, mind you, I don't yell. I don't even curse because I know where I am. And ain't nobody going to be knocking on my door talking about some Child Protective Services. Can we speak to Catherine Branchman? So I played it real cool, okay? I was Catherine, okay? I wasn't Miss Kitty, okay? Big Cat. Big Slim. I was Catherine. I said, "You done lost your mind. Got me up here at this school because you want to point a laser at the classroom. Where did you get?" So I'm interrogating him. "Where did you get the laser from? What happened with the homework? Blah, blah, blah." He's talking to me all humble like. But you know what really got me? It wasn't the behavior because my son is not bad. Actually, this is the first time in history I've ever had to go to school. And I really didn't have to go to the school, but I had to go to the school because I ain't never going up to the school again. Okay? Some of you might get that later. Go back and listen to it. I was upset because my son standing in front of me with this hoodie on, okay, black hoodie. Then he got this navy blue vest, okay, like some type of winter vest. So the hoodie is through the vest and like the back part out. And then he got on some pants that's kind of ashy. He got on some white J's somebody gave him, okay, because I don't buy Jordans in my house. Somebody gave it to him. His mouth got white stuff around it. He got a booger in his nose. He ain't brushed his his hair. He looked raggedy. And I'm going to say it. I don't care if you mad. He looked like a little ghetto kid from the projects. Now, not all project kids look like this, but I'm talking about your standard stock premium project kid, okay? So I said, "How you think this make your mother and father look? You come from a two-parent household where the highest education is master's, honey, okay? You eat gourmet food. Your mama cook from scratch. You eat salmon and steak. You eat tri-colored quinoa. You got seaweed chips at home, okay? You also have seaweed packs just in case you want variety. You drink Canada Dry and Simply Lemonade. You got a water machine with a filter. Come on, somebody. And you got the audacity to come up to the school looking homeless and cutting up. I know the devil's alive. Broke them all the way down like a damn fraction. You hear me? So after we finished talking and we had an agreement, I said, "Baby, when we get home, give me that PlayStation, give me that Nintendo Switch." I said, "No, you can't go outside. No, you can't color. You can read. Okay, don't you touch them Legos, and you could clean. That's what you can do for the rest of the week. You are on punishment. The only way anybody gonna get in touch with you is through carrier pigeon and smoke signal, baby. Okay, because you won't ain't no presence of you gonna be seen nowhere. And I'm gonna tell your daddy. That's when his soul left his body. Whoosh, right there. I seen it. I said, well, he'll be back. Okay. He went back in the class. I said, you apologize to that man. I'm sorry, Mr. Green. He was so embarrassed. And let me just tell you, side note, my son ain't going to be the only one getting in trouble because Mr. Green said, here's the laser pointer. You can have it. You can do with it what you wish. I said, oh, no, I can't throw away property that's not mine. He said, what do you mean? I said, that belongs to Jacob. Baby Jacob's soul left his body. I seen a little Mexican boy almost passed out. Yeah, it's yours. You done gave this shit to Lance. Now he in trouble. No, get your lightsaber, Jacob. Mr. Green said, oh. I said the thing black moms have said since the beginning of the time, you ain't going to have no more problems out of him, Mr. Green. Thank you. Have a great day. He said, thank you. No problem. Now, I know you're like, well, what's the purpose of that story? I'm dealing with a lot. I'm trying to find who I am and what I want to do and my purpose and passion and why I can't get this and this and that. But I still have to be a mother. That's a hat I wear. And it's very hard to take that hat off when you're trying to find out about yourself as an individual. I have a whole husband. We have a whole business we're trying to get off the ground and run. You know, there's a lot of things that I have my hand in, and it can be very hard trying to figure out, well, where does my goal, my life, my purpose, my destiny, how does it fit into this? You know, as a, you know, sometimes it seems like, is it the equation that I'm not getting right? You know, what am I doing wrong? And so I want to encourage you by listening to me and my journey, and let's get into it. We're going to break some stuff down in this podcast. We're going to break down thoughts, feelings. We're going to break down common themes that we're seeing. You know, there's this big thing on social media right now that has us equating nudity with self-confidence. Now, baby, listen to mother, okay? Because I know I was young once. Okay, mother looked like a tall glass of cold water at one point. I looked good, okay? I understand the need to want to feel sexy and wear things, but let's not say that that means self-confidence. We all know that's not true. And I don't think anybody is really talking about it in a way that doesn't push anybody from the table, but really explores what's going on. We don't want to talk about the fact that there are some things in the Democratic side that they talk about and say and do that I don't damn agree with. But because I'm black, I got to be a Democrat, and I got to be against Donald Trump. Now, I didn't vote for him, and I ain't with him. But can I tell you something that I've learned from this fool? Because I'm always looking for the lesson. Donald Trump lived his damn truth. Now, I get it. You probably like, well, Cat, he's white, and he has money. I ain't worried about all of that. I'm saying there is a freedom in being authentically you. Now, I didn't say there weren't consequences, okay? Hello and goodbye. But there is a theme that I'm picking up that I think God is showing me different people and different things. I'm looking at it from different angles, and I'm like, okay, I do want to be me, and I want to be authentic, and what if that was enough for me to get to where I want to be? See, Donald Trump is where he wants to be. So that's my point, is that being authentically you, not wearing a mask, not putting on and fronting, can get you where you desire to be. And where I desire to be is hella successful. I want unlimited resources to bless other people, but also to create in order to bless other people. So I don't think it's a coincidence that at the time I feel like I've lost everything. I feel like everything has literally burned to the ground. I'm just telling you my experience. I don't think it's a coincidence that I'm also working on understanding who I am, dealing with my past, learning to deal with my emotions, teaching my kids how to deal with their emotions, you know, at a time where I'm doing it behind the curtain, behind the backstage. I would hate to have blown up 3 years ago and now I'm losing my mind and on a public platform where all of y'all can talk about me. Now, I ain't gonna lie, okay, because I'm one of the people that be like, I'd rather be depressed with money than depressed without money. I ain't gonna lie. But at the end of the day, that's not how my experience is going. Now, with all that being said, you know, I'm really big on challenges or homework or tasks or to do. So as I wrap up this podcast, I want to challenge you, okay? Number one, please email me at Katherine, that's KATHERINE 749 if you have anything you want me to get into, because, baby, I can get into it. It don't matter what it is. What's up? You want to talk about that chicken sandwich? Your ass going to be eating it anyway. Boop. You want to talk about being healthy? I went vegetarian for 3 weeks, my whole family. And I had sausage and grits today. Don't judge me. I'm trying my best to walk the fine line. Let's get into it. Let's get into how if you tell one group of people you're vegan, they're like, oh great, how's it going and what do you like best? You tell another people, a group of people you crazy, you weird. You tell another group of people that's not good for you to eat either. It's like, damn, I can't win. You tell somebody you're vegetarian, you should be vegan. Like, you go back to eating meat and you see more meat stuff saying it's gonna kill you. But apparently the weather might kill us. Okay? Come on, global warming apparently gonna take me out before this pork will. Anyway, let's get into it. You can email me your topic and we can discuss. I can discuss. I say we because you're listening, baby. So it's two of us, okay? My goal for this podcast, okay, is to help bring some type of light or awareness to something in your life. You may need clarity, information, or a little, understanding. If you need it in your life concerning a certain subject, maybe a certain relationship, a decision, a choice you're trying to make, my prayer is this podcast will address that. My prayer is this podcast will address things your ass never thought about, okay? Like life insurance. I'm not frying no fish plates for y'all. Do you hear me? No, I'm not doing a car wash. No. Get life insurance. My husband and I have it, and that's one thing we do pay. I told my own mama this. I said, Mama, don't do this to me. I'm not frying no chicken plates to raise money to bury you. I'm not doing it. That's going to take away from my mental, equilibrium balance that I've tried to, acquire for myself. And out there hustling and flowing for you to get you some casket money, ain't it, sis? And you still have breath in your body and you have resource. I need you to get life insurance. And she did. And she pays it every month. And I make sure I affirm her by saying, thanks, Mom, I appreciate that. Because that's going to help me in the long run be a better wife and mother when the Lord calls you home. Because now I'm not stressing over money. I'm just trying to figure out, do I do these white carnations or these red, roses? Get you some life insurance. Now, I know you probably listen to this like, Kat, I already know that. I got life insurance through my job. And I promise you, if you go to your HR department and you pull that paper out, that life insurance is for your job if you die, not you or your family. That is a big misconception, saying, oh, I got life insurance through my job. You better read that fine print. That's if you die while working there, they get a check for $50,000. And they're going to go get them some new desks and some new printers. Boop. And they're not going to inscribe in loving memory of your ass either. So get you some life insurance. Anyway, hit me up. I am very excited about the trajectory of this project. Here are some segments we will be talking about. Number one, Tales from a Wife. I will be telling you stories of the last decade of learning how to and mastering, which I still am, being a wife. And not just a wife of a black man. Come on, somebody. Come on, let's get into it. Okay? Another section I'll be getting into is called Raising a Blerd. A blerd is a black nerd, and my daughter is that. If you don't know Jada, go to my Instagram. She has a whole YouTube video where she did a big chop in the 4th grade. This baby girl came to me and said, I want to cut my hair off. I said, girl, get out of my face. She came to me again and again and again. I made her wait 2 weeks. I made her talk to everybody and tell them, and then she had to, you have to fight the big boss at the end of the level. I made her call her grandma. And she had to tell her grandma, who was 70 years old school fool, from down south. And she had to tell grandma, hey, I want to cut my hair off. And my mama said, well, you can't do that. You wait till I'm dead and gone to do some stuff like that. You gonna look like a boy. I mean, all the traditional sexist, feminist, whatever you want to call it stuff, my mama gave it to her. My daughter dodged it like the Matrix, like Neo, okay? And she cut her hair off, and my mom was heartbroken, and my daughter did not care. And so that was like the start of her coming into her own. She loves Japanimation. She loves anime. She loves Nataro, whatever you call it. She wants to learn to speak Japanese. She's playing the cello. She wears this stupid ass, what you call that collar? Choker around her neck. All her friends is very different from her. She doesn't like rap music. She sings Wham! Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. Baby girl, listen to lo-fi music. She's an artist. She paints in her free time. I can't get her to play no sports. I try to take her on the court and teach her how to D-up, teach her how to get some post moves in, on the basketball court. She don't want no parts. I'm making her run track. She's like, I can do that, okay? So raising a blerd, raising a child that is into reading, and this sounds sad, but she's into science fiction books and crazy stuff, not like your typical, and I said it, African American young girl. She don't know half these rappers. She's like listening, like, don't they know that's drug abuse? Well, that's just not financial literacy. Why would you throw your money away like that? That's who I'm raising, right? So we're gonna do segments on raising a blerd, tales from a wife, and last but not least, I'm gonna just make this up on the spot. Just like me, my son is just like me. The dynamic of our relationship is very interesting. Why? I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't grow up with brothers my age. My brother's like 20 years older than me, kind of estranged. And so, having this masculine love from a little person is so different. It's like this new perfume that I like smelling. It's kind of weird, but I really like it. That's what it's like receiving love from my son. It's very interesting because my daughter looks just like me, but my son is just like me. He is charismatic, and he is communicative, and he is hilarious. He's witty. He thinks on the spot. He's an entertainer. He's empathetic, but he's a man. So how do you exactly, manifest these gifts as a man in a world that you have to worry about getting shot and killed in because of how you look? That says that you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't feel. That says that you can't wear pink because A, B, and C. Like, how do you navigate that? So we're gonna be going over all that stuff. Relationship, marriage, spirituality, you guys, I'm here for it. I'm so excited. Why wait till January, my guy, when we can talk about it right now? You feel me? So thank you for joining me for episode 1 of Let's Get Into It. Okay, I'm gonna get me that put on a shirt. I'm only making one because I done went and got shirts made for other stuff and ain't sold some of them. I got everybody in the house wearing shirts for my last business. Put your pajamas on. Mama, these your weight loss group shirts. Put your pajamas on. Oh, we going to have some fun, man. We're going to do some giveaways. Man, I'm excited. All right, y'all. Join me live next time for Let's Get Into It.